How you doing? Hey, thank you for joining us again for another episode of Hey Fam, how you doing? I'm your host, Dr. Candace House. My co-host, Dr. Fatisha Andrews, is not able to be on with us this time. But guess what? I'm not gonna be lonely. I got some men's that's gonna talk about men's issues, okay, today. And I'm excited because women do a whole bunch of talking, but it's good to listen to men and hear their take on things. So you're in for a great show today. First guest is my son, Bryant Anthony House. We call him BA. And BA stands for bad.
Brian.
Okay, it stands for Bryant Anthony.
Brian.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we called him that because he was a precocious child, but he was no different than any other. He was different from my daughter. Boys are different. And he was very curious about everything. He had a lot of curiosity. He had no fear when he was younger, and he got into a lot, especially with his little brother when his brother came along. But him and all the rest of his ilk, his little friends and stuff, they got into a lot. And it was amazing to really watch him as he grew up. We watched him become a man. We watched him become a father. And it was very rewarding. But you know what? As much as you think you know your kids, it's a lot of things about your children you don't know. They go through a lot that you have no idea of. You're thinking you're keeping your children safe. You're thinking you're doing what you do for the best interest of your children, and yet and still they have to live their own lives. They have to go through their own trials. They have to have their own problems. They have to have their own triumphs, and we just celebrate them every step of the way as they are going through the things that they are going through. So with that being said, I just want to, because we're talking about families, we're talking about traditional families, we're talking about non-traditional families, we're talking about family dynamics on this show. We're talking about, hey, are you okay? Really and truly, are you okay? So many people have so many things that they have gone through, that they have walked through, and still yet are walking through. And so some have come out on the other side. They, like I've said before, they have triumphed. Some are still in the process, and some are not even knowing what the heck they're supposed to be doing at this point in time. So anyway, we're going to welcome Brian onto the show. Brian, thank you so much. As a matter of fact, when I told him we were doing Hey Fam, he says, hey, I want to be your first guest on your podcast. Well, I'm sorry, honesty beat you to it. And then those little kids. But honestly, she beat you to it last week, Friday. And she did a really good job coming at it from a young person's standpoint. Very honest answers. Answers that made us as adults be like, whoa, wait a minute. And just to see what children deal with. And so with you, Brian, what I want to talk about is the things that we did not know. We knew some of the things that you guys dealt with. This is where we're going first. What are some of the things that we did not know about? You can tell us now. You all big and grown. I can't beat you.
As far as, what do you mean? Like, that's a broad statement.
Like some of the things that you went through that you had to deal with on your own because you was too scared to tell us about it, and you were growing up at the time, and it's just something that you had to handle on your own.
That's just life as a, you know, just going through life. Y'all had us young, so y'all were trying to figure out. I didn't, come to the realization to that till I got older and had my own children. But we knew y'all, kids having kids as well. So y'all were trying to figure things out in life. Mm-hmm. And that's just, I'm going through that same process, having Dallin young, having a son out of wedlock, and still trying to figure out who I am at the same time, trying to raise a son. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the biggest troubles that I deal with, or struggles, mm-hmm. is, not only am I still trying to find myself, but I'm also trying to raise a son in a long distance relationship. So that's probably the toughest part for me, mm-hmm. is that dynamic. My son being in another state, and just me still trying to figure out life out, trying to figure out who I am. Mm-hmm. That'll probably be one of my biggest struggles. Things y'all don't know about. I mean, just us being grown. Some of the things we've done, y'all don't want to know everything. Y'all don't want to know everything. Y'all don't want to know everything. But just being...
I want to know one thing.
Being curious, trying stuff.
Give me one thing. I went through this with my parents. And I was like, yeah, you remember when we were growing up, we did so-and-so. They're like, no, you did not. I was like, oh, yes, we did. No, we would have known about it. Oh, my God, that happened. I'm like, yeah, it did happen. In high
school, you used to think we were staying at such and such house, we'd be in a whole nother county.
Oh, no, I knew that. Trust me. I'm sitting here dealing with the parents, and I'm like, okay, I want to make sure the kids are safe. I want to make sure that they're with. And then something would say, and I kept telling you, a little birdie said, oh, them jokers is not at that house. They are not over there. They somewhere, but they not where they said they was going to be.
Yeah, just stuff like that, for example. It's a lot of stuff y'all didn't know that we did, but I thank God for y'all grace, God bless you all. You put up with grace. So we got a lot of grace from y'all. Thank y'all for y'all prayers.
Yeah. We pretty much
even now, like I said, me and Tobe, we have conversations. We could have had her on there, but
yeah, she'll tell the story.
There is a one thing y'all didn't know, I could say, is just how I felt. We felt like y'all invested more into the church than y'all did us at times.
Oh.
Y'all put a lot of time and effort into the church and building up y'all foundation, and left us to figure this thing called life out. So,
while y'all were growing up?
Yeah.
Not this church.
From now until... Still.
Oh my God.
We still growing up trying to figure this thing out,
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh man.
That is something that, like I said.
But I know why y'all were younger, and then that's why we don't do what we do now. That's why we don't have all them services and stuff. Because while we were younger, y'all were younger, we were younger. We would go to church all the time, and then we stopped that and stopped making y'all go to church.
Yeah, y'all ran the church about us. We was in church 5 times a week, 5 hours a day. So.
No, we wasn't, boy.
But that is one of the things.
Okay.
We felt like y'all invested more into the church than y'all did us.
I'm so sorry.
And that's just my perspective. Tobe and Adam can speak for themselves.
Hmm.
So how do you feel about it?
I feel horrible. And you can't get back those years.
Can't get back that time.
No, but we can do better with this time that we have. I can't get back that time, but I really am sorry that you guys felt that, I think a lot of times people think that they're doing what's right. They giving you that foundation. Um, but at the same time, you can look back over your life, because I went through this with my parents. All the time that they gave, and I was like, I'm not gonna be like them, and I wasn't. I mean, it was way less time, but it still was too much time. You know what I'm saying? It was way less time than what I went to church, but it was still, according to y'all, um, too much time. Yeah, that's why we didn't start a church until y'all were grown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't want to be the typical preachers, y'all to be preachers' kids and stuff like that, growing up in church and have to live under a microscope and all of that. Okay, so that's good to know. I'm gonna talk to the rest of them and find out, how they felt and stuff like that. So then we ran the church up out of you. Is that why you know how to go to church? Since you online.
I mean, no, I just, like I said, still, I'm 36 years old, still trying to figure it out. So,
Yeah, what you trying to figure out?
just trying to build my own relationship with God, reading the doctrine myself, and getting a better understanding of myself.
Yeah.
And like I said, just still trying to figure out who I am and my purpose in life. But
You say you
there's
feel
been
a
a
pull.
strong pull though, as far as me getting like I said, getting a better understanding of who, just me building a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And getting a better understanding of the doctrine, and just trying to go on that route to figure out what my purpose is
That's good.
and who I am.
Because you have to have your own relationship. We
Gotta have my
can't.
own relationship.
Yeah. My relationship with God is different than my parents. The way I think, but the central theme is still God is God. Jesus is Jesus. The Holy Spirit is the Holy Spirit. He did what he did so that we can have life and have it, more abundantly. So I agree with a lot of the things that they have said and how they have conducted. Some things I don't, and that's normal, because it's having that one-on-one relationship with God and how he interacts with you, the individual.
Yeah, everybody's not gonna have the same relationship.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
Testimony, no.
Yeah. So that's good. So now, what do you want us to know about you? Is anything new in your life? I know you're trying to understand what your purpose is. I know you're trying to, you're coming into who you are as a man. What do you want other people to understand when it comes to other men who are really trying to figure this thing out called life, trying to figure out who they are as a man?
What is my what's the question?
The question is, what advice would you give to somebody within your same age group, or even somebody that's younger than you, like in their 20s, trying to figure it out? Because you're 36, getting ready to hit 40.
Right.
So what would you turn around and say to your younger self that you have discovered in your 30s? What would you say to your younger self to help you along with your process?
I would tell my younger self to, just invest, be disciplined, invest time in yourself. Just try to be the best version of yourself. That's what I would tell my younger self, is try to be the best version of yourself.
Okay.
You don't get time back. And try to get your own doctrine, your own understanding of the doctrine. Like, read your Bible. Try to get your own relationship with God. And I feel like everything will come together after that. You'll have a better understanding and understanding what your purpose is in life. But yeah, telling the younger me, definitely try to be the best version of yourself. Invest in you first.
Invest in you first.
Yeah.
Instead of investing in everybody else.
Yeah, invest in you.
Who did you invest in and neglect yourself in your 20s, in your early 30s?
I mean, my peers, my son, relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you put yourself last.
Put myself last.
And you found out that didn't work for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you came to that realization that what you were doing was not working, what did you think? And how did you feel? And what did you do?
I just learned that, most people not going to invest. Most people aren't going to, they're not going to treat you or invest in you like you would them. Most people are not going to appreciate what you do for them, like, versus, them doing something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be giving them gifts, giving them time. Most people aren't going to give you what you give them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've learned through that experience. And you just have to temper your expectations towards certain people or towards certain things.
So temper your expectations. I like that. But that's not going to stop you from being a giver.
No, it's not going to stop me from being me, but
it's going to stop you from...
I just have to temper my expectations of how they receive things and, how I receive it.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's good. That's really good. Okay. What would you tell your son?
The same thing I would tell my younger self.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him, hey man, whatever you're going to do in life, give it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be the best version of yourself.
And what does that look like, being the best version of yourself?
Just don't cheat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Don't cheat yourself. Give it all you got. You're here for a reason. You got a purpose in life.
Don't waste so much time.
Don't waste a lot of time. Because you don't get that time back.
Yeah. Don't waste time on stupid stuff.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I like that, because if you don't waste that time on stupid stuff, then you measure out time. This is all the time I'm going to use for being frivolous.
Yeah.
Just to be.
Yeah,
and then the rest of this time, because you need time just to chill. You need time just to be silly or whatever, or just, But then measure that time. And then the rest of the time, you're working on you every day.
Right.
What does working on you look like?
Working on my mental, and working on my physical, obviously.
How do you work on your mental?
On my spiritual. Just, like I said, reading my Bible.
Uh-huh.
And just reading, just trying to gather information, learn more about the stuff I'm interested in, and physically working out.
Okay. That's good. And what about your love life?
My love life is going good.
It's going good?
Yes.
What about when you were younger and your love life? What would you give an advice on what type of woman to look for? Because you look for a certain woman in your 20s, while you're in college and your 20s, and then when you hit your 30s and stuff, you're looking for something different. You don't really know what you're looking for in your 20s.
Yeah, there's no book for that, Parents didn't teach us. Y'all didn't teach us what type of woman we need to look for.
Yes, your daddy did. He did. You just ignored it.
There's no book for that. So, as young people, in today's time, obviously we look for aesthetics, looks, what we're sexually attracted to.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's not always the right thing to go for, but we're just creatures of habits. Most people do that.
Mm-hmm.
But my younger self, I would tell him to look for somebody, a partner. Somebody you can grow with, build with. It's not always about the looks, because they're not going to keep those looks forever. So you look for a friendship, somebody you can bond with, build with.
Mm-hmm.
It's a partnership. That's what I didn't understand.
Yeah.
So that's what I look for now, is somebody I can build with, bond with, share the same values.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how do you feel about yourself now as opposed to how you felt about yourself 10 years ago? Even 5 years ago? Even 4 years ago?
I mean, every year I just feel like I'm growing mentally, spiritually. How do I feel about myself?
Yeah.
Just feel grateful. Grateful for God's grace to wake me up each day to keep getting it right. That's how I feel about myself.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Do you feel more at peace? Yeah. Or is there still a lot of turmoil?
I feel, yeah, you could say I feel at peace because just me knowing, like I said, and I wake up every day, I get a chance to get it right. I know the mistakes I made in life, not to make those mistakes, and I get peace out of knowing that, like I said, each day I could, do a little bit more each day to get it right,
Okay. That's good.
Definitely got a better headspace now than like 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Is there anything that you would want anybody to know? Any advice, period, for men, women, anybody?
That I would want people to know. So any advice that I should give? Don't waste your time. That's it. You don't get time back.
You don't get time back.
Don't waste your time. We only got so much time on this earth. Maximize your days. Maximize your time. Maximize your efforts. Love the people that love you. And just don't take anything for granted.
Yeah. That's good. Well, guys, we're out of time. Thank you so much, Bryant, for coming on to Hey Fam, how are you? Now, I need to ask you the question, how are you? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Glad to be here with you on your birthday. How old are you? 65? Getting old, Mom.
Yeah, I'm about that age.
You look good for 65.
Okay. Whatever. You're like, yeah, we had you as you were a teen. I was not a teen.
I'm doing good, though. I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good to hear. Sometimes we're not doing no good. That's okay. We have those days, but we will be good, right?
We will be good.
That's right. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Again, you joined us, listened to us, gave us your time on Hey Fam, how you doing? And until the next time, we're going to be talking with men because men have a lot to give, a lot to say, a lot of wisdom. And we just want to hear from the men during this time. Okay? So I'm your host, Dr. Candace House. Our guest was my oldest son, Bryant House. And Dr. Fatisha is not with us today, but she will be back with us in 2 more episodes. Okay? You guys be blessed. Talk with you later. Bye.